Let's get right to the trading day with Tim Biggam of Buy Alert. So much happening in the world, especially with that hurricane, Tim. What are your three to watch in the market today?
Yeah, I think, unless interest rates on the long end cool, and that's my first thing to watch, certainly, is the 10-year yield back above 4%. Not too long ago, it was pushing to break below 3.5%. So interest rates have picked up big time, which puts a a headwind into further valuation expansion. And number two, the market is at historically rich stock valuations. You look at the S&P at almost 3 times price to sales, nearly 35 times on a PE basis, both at the highest levels we've seen this past year. And the last time the S&P was this expensive on price to sales preceded a 25% pullback in stock. So stock's not cheap here going forward. And we're entering into earnings season. Friday is the kickoff with JP Morgan and Wells Fargo reporting. We'll see, as always, if the banks can lead us higher or not. But I think we're in for more of a sideways slog at best and maybe a pullback unless we get some relief on the interest rate front on the long end.
Can you tell us what's happening with the Trump trade? DJT is having a sudden surge of optimism.
I think it really is a way that everyone is kind of placing their bets on who's going to win the election, right? DJT, Donald J. Trump, or not DJT, right? And that's really mirroring kind of how the voting is ebbing and flowing as far as probability. So I think it's more that than anything else, Angie, and we're seeing huge option volume on this, huge implied volatility. So if you like DJT, I would absolutely use this to sell a covered call to hedge some of the downside and leave some upside open. It's never been about this rich in a very long time.
Mining stocks staged a big rally earlier this week on China stimulus hopes. Would that be a trade for you?
Looking at Rio, RIO, a big steel producer stock, kind of moved towards recent highs, pulled back sharply on kind of the less than ebullient news out of China, but getting to a point where I kind of like it. More importantly, implied volatility at the highest level we've seen in a while. So I'm kind of leaning bullishly, seeing some unusual call buying and going out, buying the shares in the mid 60 level, selling slightly out of the money calls. They haven't been this rich to sell in a very long time as well.
Very good. Thank you, Tim.
You bet. Anytime, Ange. Take care.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.